The third International Scientific and Technological Conference, Transformers Exploitation, was held at the Senator Hotel in Dzwirzyno from the 20th to the 22nd of April 2005. Representatives of various companies active in the field and leading experts from Poland, Austria, Lithuania, Germany, Norway, Sweden, Hungary and Great Britain participated in the conference. On behalf of the organisers, Energo-Complex, Marek Schrott, president of the company, delivered the welcoming address. First, President Schrott introduced the conference's scientific committee members. Chairman, Professor Ryszard Malewski, Professor Jerzy Skubis from Opole Technical University, Professor Zbigniew Gacek from the Silesian Technical University, Professor Franciszek Moszyński from the Łódź Technical University, Professor Hanna Mościcka-Grzesiak from the Poznan Technical University, Dr Jan Suboc from the Szczecin Technical University, Dr Jerzy Słowikowski, and the Committee of Honour, Professor Michael Moore from Graz University, Professor Gustav Czepes, representing the Hungarian company MVM, Professor Jan Popczyk from the Silesian Technical University, Piotr Kukuba, President of PSE Operator, Krzysztof Bokiewicz, member of the governing board of the Polish company Enion S.A., Tadeusz Domżalski, Chairman of SEP Bydgoszcz. President Schrott then introduced the aims of the conference and went on to deliver a paper titled Transformers Exploitation. Professor Jan Popczyk of the Silesian Technical University was the keynote speaker. In his speech, he presented a long-term vision of global and Polish energy development. The first day of the conference was divided into 3 sessions, organised into themes. The first session, chaired by Professor Franciszek Moszyński, was dedicated to transformer oil. An introductory report was made by Peter Backlund, who presented the achievements of Swedish Nynas, an outstanding world producer of electro-isolating oil and one of the conference's sponsors. The next speech was given by Professor Bruce Palavampur of the Nynas Diagnostics Department. He spoke about the company's methodology for assessing the technical state of transformers based on a wide variety of oil tests. The last paper was presented by Dr Jerzy Słowikowski and dealt with the important topic of the humidity in isolation systems, which takes place in transformers after longer exploitation. He referred to the methodology of evaluating humidity in cellulose isolation by oil samples tests. The second session was chaired by Professor Ryszard Malewski. This session was devoted to solid isolation of transformers. Rafał Zaleski of Energo-Complex delivered the keynote speech. In his report, he presented the latest achievements in research works on digital modelling of transformer coils for FRA diagnostics. The research work was conducted under the supervision of Professor Malewski in order to easily localise deformation of coils and the degree of danger it causes. The deformation size is determined by comparing measurements recorded with the data obtained by digital modelling. The lecture was followed with a discussion in which Dr. Władysław Pevca presented his point of view on short-circuit forces causing the deformation of coils. The issue of mechanical coil deformation research using the FRA method was also indicated by Dr. Jochen Christian. The representative of Siemens presented the problem of FRA result interpretation in terms of quality assessment of transport of high-power transformers. He also indicated that the technical conditions of measurement are particularly difficult for units to be transported. The next speaker, Dr. Jan Suboc from the Szczecin Technical University, presented his analysis of the state of isolation systems on the basis of relaxation phenomena. He presented the method of testing of solid isolation using the analysis of characteristics of depolarization currents. Continuing the topic of polarization methods, Dr. Krzysztof Walczak from Poznan Technical University outlined the quantitative evaluation of degradation of cellulose isolation with the help of dielectric spectroscopy in frequency. Professor Gustav Czepes, in his closing speech, focused on the interpretation of measurement results of RVM voltage characteristics and the issue of accurately determining on that basis the state of wear and humidity in solid isolation of transformers. The last session was given over to the subject of partial discharge. Professor Jerzy Skubis, rector of Opole University, chaired proceedings. The session was addressed by Alain Bolliger of Lemke Diagnostics, a German company specializing in the measurement of partial discharge in isolation systems, and one of the conference's sponsors. Thomas Strahl provided an overview of the achievements of Lemke Diagnostics, describing an advanced online monitoring system of discharge in transformer isolation. The last session of the first day of the conference was ended by Professor Zbigniew Gacek of the Silesian Technical University, who reviewed research on partial discharge in transformers using the method of calibrated acoustic emission. The second day of the conference had two sessions dealing with transformers exploitation and technical innovations in transformers equipment. Professor Michael Moore from Graz University, president of D1.33 Sigra Group, chaired the first session. Harald Rotter of Maschinenfabrik Rheinhaus, another of the conference's sponsors, presented the company's latest product, the monitoring system of attachment switches. Pietro Dau of Mesco, producer of high-class transformers equipment and part of the Maschinenfabrik Rheinhausen Group, was the next speaker. He drew attention to the operation of the M-Trab dehumidifier and its advantages for the exploitation of transformers. Georg Pukel from Graz University had the closing lecture, addressing the problem of diagnostics of isolating properties of oil. The last session of the second day was led by Tadeusz Domżalski, the president of SEP in Bydgoszcz. He was followed by Professor Hanna Moszczycka-Grzesiak and Dr. Jarosław Jelniak from Poznan Technical University. They indicated a very dangerous phenomenon for transformers of abrupt water vapour releasing from moistured cellulose isolation that occurs when the transformer is overloaded. Professor Jerzy Hickiewicz from the Opole Technical University and Dr. Zbigniew Ławrowski from Opole Power Station discussed the issue of diagnostics of transformers in operation using thermovision and analysis of mechanical vibrations of vats and other elements of transformers. Stefan Matzold from Lemke Diagnostics presented a paper about the diagnostic system meant to determine the state of isolation of medium voltage wires. The last speech addressed the protection of transformers against fire. Grzegorz Płóciennik and Dr. Adam Kettner from ABB drew attention to a transformer protection system against explosion and fire, which is based on the French Sergi transformer protector. During the conference, exhibition stands were presented by Energo-Complex, LDIC Diagnostics, Bepol, Programma, ABB and Rheinhausen Mesco. LDIC Diagnostic also presented a cable diagnostic set installed in a car. During the breaks, participants took part in a poster session. At the end of the proceedings, Professor Ryszard Malewski summed up the conference. He agreed that the conference had achieved its goal. There had been papers from academic circles, as well as papers dealing with operational problems and introducing new technologies. Finally, on behalf of the organisers, Marek Schrott, president of Energo-Complex, thanked participants for their attendance, adding that he hoped to meet his transformer brothers again in 2 years. number of events were organised along with the conference. The Polish Air Force Military Orchestra from Koszalin played on the first day of the conference, opening with the European Union anthem and later performing many musical hits. The same day, a barbecue party was organised in the evening. The following day, a mime show was performed by Ireneusz Krosny's Theatre of One Mime. The performance attracted a good audience and was enjoyed by the international gathering. In the evening, delegates were invited to a gala dinner, where they were treated to a dance display performed by the V6 dance group. Due to its excellent organisation, colourful venue and its many accompanying events, the conference is sure to be long remembered.